So we watched The Godfather.
Yes.
That's one of my favorites. Matt, is that one of your favorites?
I'd say so. At this point,
It might be one of Matt's favorites.
number third time I've seen this through.
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah.
confidently, yeah, it's enough to justify that.
Yeah. The first time you saw it, did we watch it together, or was that
No.
the second time you saw it?
Um,
I know we watched it together once before. Or at least I thought we did.
We saw Godfather 2 together.
That I know, but I thought we watched Godfather 1 together.
I don't think so. I don't know. The first time I saw it was middle school sometime. I took like a film thing. And the second time was a film class here.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm just thinking Godfather 2. All right. Well, Liz.
Hey.
Honored guest.
Recurring guest
now. And we'll definitely be coming back again because she hasn't seen Goodfellas.
We'll see if she wants to. I don't know.
Wow. She better. What did you think of The Godfather?
I think
one
it was
of
good.
our favorites.
I think there was good. Definitely some parts of it that I was like, about, but I was
What do you mean?
The lack of woman. You know, if there was woman, there was suffering.
I mean, like, there's not really any in the
pain.
book. So it's like, yeah.
Shit of its own, I fear. But, yeah, besides that, I think it's fine. It's a good little organized crime flick.
Right.
Big fan.
Yeah. Flick. We're saying
Crazy.
flick. Yeah, you would know all about flicking. All right. Do we want to get into good things, or do we have any more general thoughts on the movie?
Not a fan of that one.
See, we could have just moved right past it.
Yeah.
Nobody would have caught it. But
Mr. and Mrs. Hills, thanks for stopping in.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Your son's doing great.
Any more thoughts on the movie, Liz?
Nope.
No. That's a shame. Matt, any thoughts on the movie? What?
2 minutes in and you're making a flick joke. I don't know.
She started it.
Did she?
How did I start it?
You said flick.
Let's just go to good things.
Yeah, all right.
This is unraveled.
The score. It's a great score. What did you think of the score, Liz, on a first viewing?
Like the music?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was fantastic.
The music and the flick.
I loved it so much. Big fan. Specifically in the beginning. They had good jams in the beginning, and then halfway through they switched it up. But I was a fan. Good music.
I'm just gonna filter in the trivia whenever I can, and then whatever I don't hit, I'll cover in the end.
Yeah, right.
The studio Paramount didn't really like the music initially, and Francis Ford Coppola was like, "What are you talking about? The music's great." They showed it to a test audience, and they were like, "That's our favorite part. The music is like the best part." The test audience said. So
yeah, no,
it's a big what could have been that it's like I don't want to say the music makes the movie, but it certainly makes scenes.
Did they want him to redo it, or they're gonna go copyrighted stuff? Like, what was the?
I don't know. I don't really remember. I don't remember what he said. I only watched it this morning. But like the baptism, which we'll talk about when we get into good scene or best scene, like that organ score makes that scene. Like without it, it's flat.
Yeah.
Like, or even the lack of score in the dinner with Sollozzo, where really the only audio that you get is the L train.
Right.
But this is going to be a little different episode. I'm going to film nerd out a lot, I fear.
We haven't been doing that?
I haven't been as much.
Okay.
I haven't been letting my freak flag fly as much as I could.
Well, you always should be, Josh. You know that?
Oh, I'm going to get freaky on this. I'm going to get so freaky.
My worst fear.
Freaky on the flick. Here we go.
Does
that mean something that I don't get?
What?
Flick.
Flick?
Yeah.
Like in the way that I said it?
Yeah.
He was making a lesbian joke towards me.
It was more just a masturbation joke.
Oh, that's even worse, I fear.
Yeah, it wasn't lesbian specific. It's just woman specific.
Yeah, no, I knew what you meant. I just kind of wanted you to say it.
Fair enough, yeah.
It would have been kind of weird if I laughed like that and didn't get the joke.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Been there, though, you know?
Yeah.
You ever done that? Like...
No, I'm a pretty smart guy. I usually get most jokes. Yeah, and I'm secure.
Liz, you ever done that?
Yeah.
This guy.
You say you get most jokes, but you told us that at the beginning when she was like this.
Yeah, that was wild.
That's not a joke. That's not a joke.
Yes, it is.
A little bit.
That's a joke.
I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I didn't get what she was talking about, but it makes a lot more sense after having read the book. I've read the book. I read the book, The Godfather, so I get all the little subtext stuff that's implied.
You can read?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get into that later. I have a note on that. Do we want to talk about the lighting a little bit?
Big fan.
Do you want me to go first, and then you guys can chime in? Or because I have thoughts on the lighting. I have prepared thoughts on the lighting.
Let Liz go first.
Yeah, Liz, hit me your thoughts on the lighting.
I think the lighting was very nice. Big fan of how it is used for dramatic nonsense, like at the beginning, during the wedding, very light, very beautiful. And then the contrast to The Office, where it's more dark and mysterious. Big fan of that. And then they're really good at making you see what they want you to see with the lighting. And I'm a big fan of that. I think it's one of the best things to use lighting for. So, yeah, big fan overall.
I'll go back to the contrast, but first I want to pick up what you said at the end there, seeing what you want to see. I think that's something we've lost with just digital cameras with a really high dynamic range. Is you see everything now.
It's too much to see almost.
Even in scenes where it should be pretty dark, you still see just about everything because the cameras have just gotten so good, and then also with like the heavy use of green screen and post production effects, that everything, like, we just don't know how to light things. I'd say I'm in the industry, but like, people that are lighting and making movies don't know how to light anything anymore other than light it flat and even to then touch it up in post and put in digital backgrounds and, just do everything later. They just don't know how to do dramatic lighting anymore.
Yeah, and I think it's got to the point where like viewers are so like used to the all lighting that when they do make we're gonna have a cinematic moment with low lighting, like the Game of Thrones issue that was a couple of years ago, they're like, oh, my TV's too dark. How do I turn up the brightness? It's sad.
Well, and like that was like when Paramount got the rushes for this, they were like, this is too dark, this is horrible, because back then everything was lit really bright so that you could see it on a drive-in screen. So then
you are going to nerd out on this episode, aren't you? Wow.
Yes,
all right.
Yes. Well, and then I'll get into the contrast. I love the contrast in the lighting because this whole movie is about contrast.
Right.
Literally, and then with the lighting physically, with light and dark, good and evil. In just about every scene, the faces half in light, half in dark. The eyes are almost always in dark because everything's lit from the top. That's the director of photography on this, Gordon Willis. That's like his staples, lighting things from the top. And then you get the shadow in the eyes. You almost never see the Godfather's eyes except for like in the hospital when he's laying down, or at home when he's laying
so it's
down.
More vulnerable, and
that it's just the vulnerability there. But then in almost every other scene, his eyes are in shadow, and it's like, what is he thinking? What's he planning? What's the strategy here? And a lot of the times you really just don't even know. Maybe I'm just stupid, but you just don't even know what is he getting up to here. What is the plan?
What's he scheming
here? Like what? Guy. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like even talking about contrast in people's faces, but even the last scene, I think they do it. Do they do it at the beginning as well, where Michael's office is very dark, and then you pan out, and the rest of the house is well lit, and it just that contrast.
Right.
He stays behind while Kay walks out.
You have the doorway that's divide, and
then the door closes. Yeah.
Yes,
it's just the whole thing is very, White college kids talk about what makes The Godfather good. Right. But it still works.
I want to talk. I don't have a note on it, but I do want to talk about the clothes, specifically Michael and Kay. That like the wedding scene, he shows up in uniform, in his Marine uniform, and she's showing up in like the polka dot dress,
right, red,
and then it's just like you instantly can tell these two do not belong in this setting. I mean, with the rest of the Corleones, the men are in tuxes.
Yeah.
The women are in like I don't want to say like Italian looking dresses, but like I don't know. If they have a pattern, it's floral.
Right.
Or it's like, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know if it's Italian or more just that was the time.
Right. It's more that just like.
But also no one else was wearing a bright color either. Right, so that kind of also
like Kay is distinctly like waspy American, New England, whereas the rest of the women are more Italian. They're more traditional, I guess, is maybe. I don't have the fashion vocabulary to necessarily convey what I mean here, but I think
there's some people that we worked on a project with that might, but
I don't think they know anything about fashion. I saw their designs. I don't know. There's only 2 listeners. They're not going to hear this. You can talk as much shit as we want on this.
I think the point they were trying to make with the whole red polka dot dress is kind of like putting her out of her element. Because everyone else, yes, they're more like Italian dressed, whatever you want to call that. But I think the true purpose is that like she's coming to a wedding where she doesn't know the vibe. And the vibe is very Easter, very like pastel, stuff like that. That's more like Catholic than Italian,
maybe.
I fear.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's
that's a good way to put it.
traditional Catholic ways of having a
yeah.
wedding, and she's kind of the more like at that time that dress was probably scandalous because it was like
she's showing knee.
It is a little more
Right.
like kind of lower cut. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So it shows
Big
the
ass sun
contrast.
hat. I don't think any other woman was really wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also
no, go ahead.
highlights like the army man, like he's
Right.
not part of the mafia, like
Right,
he's
right,
the one
yes, he's
sticking
clean
out.
cut,
So
he's
it's two different
stand up,
lifestyles,
yeah.
and I think
Right.
it was made for that and less of the
Right. Yes.
Anyways.
Yes. And then I think the other thing that I actually only really picked up this morning watching it is that Michael's hair changes.
Yeah.
In the first half, but really before he kills Saluzzo, it's kind of down over the forehead, very, very waspy, I would say, you know, a little more, I don't want to say like casual, relaxed, but like not I don't want to keep using Italian as like a descriptor for how these people look, but like then in the second half, it's slicked back. It's a little tighter. Whereas in the first half, especially more towards the beginning, it's hanging down over his forehead. It's a little longer on the sides. Like,
is the part different? Like, does he start parting it down?
Maybe.
With headphones on and a hat, and I'm going through my hair. But like he had, right?
But like he definitely slicks
It's
it
definitely,
back.
yeah, he
like
looks
like in
greasier
Vegas,
with it,
slicked
but-
back.
Right.
Like, and then he also like, so the when he's talking about how they're going to kill Saluzzo and McCluskey, then it pushes in on him. You know that in that scene, like he's just wearing the corduroy jacket. You know, like again, very New England waspy, trying to be American. He doesn't. He's trying to distance himself from the Italian American mafia family and be like he goes to college in New England, somewhere up in like New Hampshire. That's where
he wants the
Kay,
true
that sort of
American
thing.
dream, not the mafia American
Right.
dream.
Yes. Like he's trying to blend in with the rest of these people and distance himself from that mafia kind of surroundings.
Like going Christmas shopping with her and everything, dressed kind of the same way. And
but then later on, like especially like in Italy, but then after when he gets back, then you're seeing the 3-piece suit with the vest and the
tie
very
poking and,
yes, like the more. I'm going to say Italian.
Just say traditional
look,
at that point. Like that's kind of
yes, but like that looks like an Italian suit.
Yeah, traditional Italian suit. If you don't want to keep.
I like that the one word you have to describe people in The Godfather is Italian, and you've seen this movie how many times?
Yeah, that's
again. I just don't have the fashion vocabulary.
It's not
but,
even fashion vocabulary. I fear it's
no,
just
but
vocabulary.
I do genuinely think that suit is Italian looking. Like that might be like an Italian tailor. Like Italian
I think
fabric.
it's more of like a
don't know.
luxury suit because it shows like he has money and work.
And I think I associate Italian suits with luxury.
Okay. I just think you're just making it Italian because it's The Godfather, and I think that's
Like,
kind of
I
silly
don't-
because you've seen this how many times.
Is he Italian?
I don't care how
I
many
don't even know.
Dago, Guinea, Wop, Greaseball, Goombas come out of the woodwork. Johnny Fontaine never gets that part. That was good. It's a good segue. That was a good non sequitur. The slow zoom out to start out of Bonacera. That pull out that opening shot. Computerized zoom lens. They programmed it. 1972, high tech.
Nice.
They programmed it, so it's like a mechanical, like it's programmed to be like a consistent zoom. They didn't do it by hand. Trivia.
All right.
I have written here squirmy ass cat.
Yeah.
They just found a
Love that
cat.
cat
They
so
found a cat
much.
running around the studio.
You were
Coppola
saying-
was just like, Brando, here you go.
Yeah.
I
Brando
wish
was
the
like,
cat was
dude,
in
I
the
fucking
movie
love
more.
cats.
I wish the cat was in the movie more.
We'll touch on that on best side character, I think. I like Clemenza drinking wine out of a pitcher.
Yeah.
It's just, boy, bring me some wine.
I like the
It's
pitcher of wine. Like you don't
pitcher
see
of wine.
that.
It's great
That's-
stuff.
And also
an
later
underutilized move.
the jug of wine when he's making
Yeah, the
sauce.
I
jug of
think
wine.
that's a decanter. The more I thought about it, it gave
No,
me
like that was like a
decanter vibes.
bar beer pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
No,
that
but
was.
the second one, like the big jug of it, I think
Yeah.
it was a decanter.
See, I thought that was just like a bulk jug.
Yeah, that's like cooking wine.
Yeah, that's
not,
that's like cooking wine that like they bought it in bulk. It's like a big thing. You just keep it on the counter and just
It
throw it in a
gave
splash.
decanter to me.
See, like I thought it had a screw top cap, so I don't know. I like Barzini. Like he gets his picture taken. He's like, bring that over here. And he rips up the print. Like just don't take my picture.
Don't do that.
I'm a big time mafia boss.
Yeah.
Don't be taking my picture. I can't be seen here.
Forget about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. No Sicilian can refuse any request on his daughter's wedding day. Great stuff. Just, yeah, awesome.
Awesome.
Cool stuff. Any thoughts, Liz? Any thoughts on Sicilians?
I'm Sicilian.
Are you actually?
Yes.
Oh, good. See, we bring her on for the birdcage, and we bring her on for this. I have great timing on this.
I'm
this
like
is
minimal
great planning ahead.
Sicilian.
Well, it's more Sicilian than I am.
Not hard to do, I fear. But yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I think it's fine. I think it's the vibe. I don't know. It's part of the movie.
It is part of the movie. The Italians are part of the movie.
Would be why we're
very
talking
true.
about
It's a
it.
very salient point. Good. Thank you. I like Sonny going up to the photographer, just smash his camera on the ground. I said this when we were watching, and then just toss him a couple bills like that. That'll cover it. That's
There
a
you
great
go.
move.
Buy yourself something nice.
Fantastic move. Incredible. Probably buy himself a new camera. I think that's what it's for.
Honestly, I'd get out of that business.
No, 100%.
That was me. You get camera smashed once. That's enough.
I then just don't
And that was a
photograph any more
scary-
mob weddings.
But like that's where the money is. I don't know.
Right.
You're not
I don't
going
think they were
big, you gotta
paying
go
him.
home.
Like I thought he was like with the FBI. Did I make a wrong assumption there?
Was that not the same? Oh no, because then they took the picture after. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. I assumed that was the wedding photographer.
See, but he was out in the parking lot with the FBI guys, and they wouldn't let him in.
Yeah,
So
I
was
thought he
thinking
like
was with the
walked
FBI.
back out or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I
don't
think
know.
you're right because then they take the picture afterwards. So you're
Right,
probably
right.
right. Unless he just had another camera, so he's prepared.
Well,
Like
any
a Boy
good
Scout.
photographer would have 2 cameras.
Right.
Right. You
case
should have multiple.
James Caan comes and
Exactly.
fucks up the first
Exactly.
one.
Right.
Never know.
I've heard being in uniform, Mike showing up in his Marine uniform, just like going out in uniform.
Yeah.
Do we like that as a move? Like just being in uniform? Do we like that?
I have no opinion on it.
Liz Wilson doesn't support the troops. Matt, any thoughts?
All about it.
Can we put pro troops?
Pro troops.
Pro the troops?
The troops?
The troops, both sides.
No opinion.
No?
I fear that went over my
Pick a
head.
side then. Pick a side. Which side of the troops do we support more?
What are the two sides?
There's always 2 sides. There's 2 sides to everything.
Are you talking about branches of the military?
No, I mean like our troops, their troops. Are you pro our troops and not their troops? I'm pro all the
okay,
troops.
so that's how
They
you're-
all have families, man.
All the troops.
All the troops. We're pro all the troops.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I hope they get home safe, Matt. I really do.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that. I just wrote that troops. That's up to interpretation.
Okay, that's fine. Consigliere. I want to have a consigliere.
Yeah.
I think I need one.
Start calling Siri your consigliere.
I don't use Siri.
Well, now you
ChatGPT
could.
might be my consigliere. Liz
Yeah.
also might be in the running for consigliere.
Does Liz want that title?
She's right now. She's eunuch advisor, and I think she would prefer being called consigliere.
Can you refresh me on what that is?
So Tom Hagen is the consigliere. He's like the advisor to the Don.
Sure. I
It's
like
a very
that more.
important position. Okay, consigliere.
Yeah.
Nice, great
She
stuff.
seems overjoyed.
Jumping to the moon.
Any thoughts on consiglieres?
I don't. Not really. I mean, like it would be cool to have one. I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's more
Yeah.
fun to say the word,
Yeah,
Then
it
it
is a fun
is-
word. It's a nice word.
right?
Yeah.
I liked how because we watched this with subtitles. 'Cause
Yes.
Some of us aren't paying attention the whole time.
Well, I like to just have subtitles just in case we're
That wasn't a shot at you.
No. I know it
Okay.
wasn't, but more just like I just like to have them in case we
I
need
had
them.
to go to
We have
work.
best quotes,
Yeah.
Work.
So like, I
It helps me jot
appreciated
down the
how
quotes. Yeah,
there was whenever they
it was
had
italicized.
right.
Yeah.
You got
Whenever there was Italian words, it was italicized. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a nice move. Yeah.
Love that.
Next note here is Sonny's dick. Any thoughts on Sonny's dick?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Right. So, if she's to be believed, is that possible?
I was like,
Asking
I don't
the
know
wrong
what you're
person
looking
over
at.
here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't know anything about that.
But that's just.
Yeah.
I mean, you just picked up what she meant by so whatever.
Yeah.
I was talking about the fish she caught the other day.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. How big? Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know,
we
man.
wouldn't have a woman fish. Are you kidding me?
Right. I think Sonny should use his dick with his wife and not the
Well,
other.
see, I'm gonna
I
get
agree.
into. Well, yeah. Go ahead, and then I'll get into the book stuff.
That's it. I just agree.
Okay, you just.
so
agree.
he's gonna justify it with a real reason.
I'm not going to justify it, but I'm going to just
But, like-
explain the subtext from the book and all that.
I
So
think
basically,
Hold
Either
on.
way-
Time out. Before you guys, we get it. Can I just? We're anti-cheating on the list. Why are you hesitating? I
Well-
gave you an out.
Well, hold on.
We're
I want to mull this over. I want to make sure we're only adding things to the pro and anti list that we are pro and anti. I don't want to be.
You're pro cheating?
I'm not saying I'm pro. I'm just not totally sure yet if I'm anti, hardline anti.
Why? Because you've never been cheated on?
No, I haven't. I would have to have been in a relationship to have been cheated on. Yeah.
I feel like being pro cheating is kind of a
I never said I was pro. I just said I'm not totally sure if I'm anti because I think there are cases where
there are not cases.
There's no
there's no way.
Then we're anti.
No, because I feel like I just bullied you into that.
No, you've convinced me.
You realized you were. You didn't convince you. You didn't say anything.
We held your feet to the fire for 3 seconds, and you folded.
I realized I was in an untenable position. I can't defend it. So thus, I am wrong. You have convinced me.
But the fact that you hesitated makes me feel like you have something that you want to say that you're not saying.
No, I really don't have much of a take. Thus, I can't defend the take.
So we're anti-cheating?
Thus, we are anti-cheating.
All right, now get into your book thing.
Okay.
I was just trying to help you out.
In the book, Sonny has a massive cock. And basically, his wife Sandra is like
a horse.
Cartoon. I'm not going to race him, though. I'm going to put him out to stud.
Like Sonny.
Right. So basically, Sonny has a gigantic cock. And his wife Sandra's like, I don't mind that he cheats because then I don't have to deal with that every night. Somebody else does, because he has a high sex drive, basically. So she's like, I don't want to have to deal with that.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
Yeah. She's like, I don't want to have to deal with it. He can have his little affairs.
Yeah, but I don't think she's okay with it, though. I think.
Oh no, I don't think she is. I think she's just coping.
Yeah.
Right, which is why it's anti.
Yeah.
Yes,
he's wrong.
Anti.
Yeah. Okay.
But then also I want to get into Lucy Mancini, who is the maid of honor there.
Yes.
In the book, book's about that thick. Mm-hmm. Curious amount of real estate in this book dedicated to Lucy Mancini's large opening.
I understand your parents are listening, but that's how you say that?
There's actually, can I tell a joke?
Sure.
Okay, this is from Curb. All right. So a woman is embarrassed at the size of her opening, and she's about to get married. And she goes to her mother and she says, Mom, when I marry Harry, it's too big. What's he going to think? And she's like, I have the same problem. I'll tell you what I did on your father and I's wedding night. I got 2 pieces of liver and I stuffed them in there and he didn't know the difference. So she goes to the butcher. She gets 2 pieces of liver. It's the night of the wedding. They go back to the honeymoon suite and whatnot. She's all ready. They consummate the marriage. It's great. It's the best night of both of their lives. The next morning, she wakes up. Harry's already gone. There's a note. She reads the note. My darling, my heart flutters at the thought of what happened last night. I am so happy to begin our life together. I'm only gone already because I want to go out and make enough money to support you and our future family. I am so in love with you. P.S. Your cunt is in the sink.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't tell it great. It's better in the show. But it's a pretty good joke. I got him.
No, you got me with it's better in the show, I promise. Larry David, he does it a little better.
It's not even Larry. It's his friend Funkhauser, Marty Funkhauser, who's played by Bob Einstein.
Sure.
Yeah, good stuff. Super Dave. And he tells it to Jerry Seinfeld. They're at it's the one season of Curb where they're like, we're going to do a Seinfeld reunion episode. And this guy, Marty Funkhauser, he goes and he meets Jerry and he's like, you want to hear a joke? And Larry's like, don't tell him a joke. And then he just tells that joke.
Right.
And Jerry Seinfeld, like they're making the show and they improv a lot of it. And so Jerry's never heard the joke before. And so he's just telling this joke and Jerry's stunned. It's great. It's great. It's great moment. Look up that clip. He tells it a lot better than I do because I didn't remember all of it. I had to.
That was a great joke.
Thanks, Liz.
Next
I thought you were going to be mad. I thought she was going to be mad because I said the C word. Oh, awesome. Not that I'm itching to say it again, but
gotta work that in more.
I was worried to say it, honestly.
Nah.
All right, but let's get back to Lucy Mancini.
Liz looks so uncomfortable right now. She's just like, what the hell?
So in the book, she has a gigantic vagina, and she hears the word on the street that Sonny has a gigantic cock, and she's like, well, you know what?
Right.
It's just two pieces of the same puzzle.
All right, 2 + 2 makes 5 here.
Right. So the whole rehearsal for the wedding, she's sniffing after him, she's flirting, and he's a known philanderer, so he's like, I'm all over that. And so,
Sonny,
they're playing eye tag and whatnot, and then she hollers at your boy at the wedding.
Amen.
Right.
Wait
and
for that.
This is what she's been waiting for her entire life, because no other man has been able to satisfy her with her gigantic vagina. But Sonny's gigantic cock is just what the doctor ordered, as they say.
That phrase makes no sense.
What?
What is the doctor ordering?
He's ordering you to do something.
Is that how that's supposed
doctor's
to...
orders. Doctor's
Oh,
orders.
no, okay, I guess that does make sense.
Oh,
All right,
God.
I'm going to cut that out because that was stupid. We're going to just blow past that.
Who does that? Who does doctor's orders? It's
God.
Carol something.
Now he's going to come up with another
Started
bit.
this whole new thing. He's gonna tell us another 5
No,
minute
this is like one of
joke.
my this is one of my
That doesn't
favorite
make
disco songs.
sense.
Hold on.
That was at least 15 minutes. That was not 5.
Carol Douglas.
It's like I do have to
Cool.
DJ at 2
Doctor's
a.m.
orders.
so.
Well, we're gonna keep you up. What are you gonna do between midnight and 2? What are you in a rush to get off to?
Sleep.
Ooh, bad call. You were going to go to sleep for a little bit and then wake up at 2?
That is
Do
a
it.
bad call. You should push through.
You absolutely should.
You should try.
You're
going
gonna
to
feel like crap.
It's a bad call.
Because then when you have to go to bed, like, after that, you're
I'm gonna
not
have to
going to
be
be
up
able
by
to.
10.
Yeah, it's, well, leadership positions, you know?
Yeah.
So back to Lucy Mancini and her gigantic vagina.
Right. We're still talking about The Godfather, right?
Yes.
Just making sure we didn't.
Yes.
Okay.
So she and Sonny then have a torrid affair because their parts were made for each other, basically. She's the only man that can satisfy her because of her gigantic vagina. This is all in the book. Well, I guess in the movie a little bit, but then I'm getting to details that are only in the book. Now, when Sonny's killed, she is incredibly depressed because no man can satisfy her the way that Sonny could.
Right.
You know who's also probably depressed?
His wife.
And kids.
Yeah, probably. But we're talking about
Yeah.
Lucy right now.
I don't care about Lucy.
Well, Mario Puzo cared a lot about Lucy because there's at least 2 chapters dedicated just to her.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Horn dog.
The book is smut. The book is insane smut, but it's a page turner.
I don't like the tone of your voice when you said, but it's a page turn.
It is a page turner. Liz has read some.
Smut.
Oh, baby.
Liz has read some of my book recommendations.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Both of them have involved in an abortion that was not healthy.
Yeah,
So
a lot of the books I
don't know if you're trying to suggest
just a
something.
coincidence.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
no, it is a coincidence.
2
yeah.
books back to back. Starting to
Well.
worry.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah. Well, The Godfather is just as uterocentric. So, but back to Lucy Mancini. So she's
Sentences
wickedly
no one
depressed.
said before. Oh my god.
She's
Skip
wickedly
past it.
depressed.
As one would be.
And this is another thing in the book is that Johnny Fontaine, he's got like a tumor or something in his throat, and so this doctor helps him out. And so the same doctor then helps out Lucy Mancini, reconstructs her vagina. They start seeing each other. They get married.
This is in the book.
Yeah, this is in the book.
Mario Puzo
Yeah.
had too much time on his hands.
Right.
Oh my
right,
god.
Right.
Like
well,
that doesn't need to be in there.
no,
Why
it
wasn't
doesn't.
it in the
doesn't.
movie?
I do want to see the 4-hour cut. We just cut to Lucy. Like I don't know.
That's
Like
the B plot.
I do love this movie, but I do feel like the Italy sequence kind of kills some of the momentum. Like it's
Little bit.
important because like it kind of shows that like this is Michael's last chance to be happy, to have the kind of life that he wants, where he's not necessarily the next Don. And then when Apollonia gets blown to bits, then it's like, all right, I guess I got to be evil now. But back to Lucy Mancini. Basically, this doctor just reconstructs her vagina, and then they start banging, which is definitely unethical. It's got to be unethical.
The doctor?
The doctor.
Whoa.
Yeah. Right. Right.
All right. Doctor's orders. So-
Would it be the
Yikes.
most unethical
Yikes.
thing that happened? I fear
What?
that in the movie. I mean, in the book, I suggest.
Oh,
I feel like that's not the most unethical thing to happen.
Uh,
You want to suggest that the wife beating is more ethical than that?
like I don't want to get into more or less ethical, but I
Ooh,
think
but you should.
being a doctor and then sleeping
What
with
about
one of your
beating
patients.
your pregnant wife?
No, I just said I don't want to get into more or less ethical. I'm just saying that's pretty unethical.
Yeah, it kind of fits the tone of the movie, though. I mean, the book. Sorry.
Yeah.
Women being used.
I'll say if we're talking ethics,
He's
all
saying
of
to
the
philosophy
decisions,
minor.
all the decisions that the Don makes, that the Godfather makes, are all justified by the mafia code of ethics. He is a good guy. Now, in the grand scheme of things, he's a criminal. He's an underworld boss, but
we don't want the drugs near schools.
We don't want the drugs.
Yeah.
He's not running prostitutes like Tatalia. He's doing a little gambling.
Right. But that's just, what do they call it? Something vice?
It's a harmless vice.
Yeah.
It's a harmless vice. It is. Don't forget to use our FanDuel code. Get $20 in bonus bets.
We had a FanDuel code. Oh my god.
This next home run is sponsored by DraftKings.
I should email them.
Yeah.
You guys you sponsored a movie podcast yet? You wanna? Yeah.
Do you wanna?
There's actually something, I forget what it's called, but you can bet on like Rotten Tomatoes scores and like box office numbers and shit like that, and like Oscars winners.
Sure.
Forget what it's called.
The dark web?
No, like it's like an actual app. Like it's a legitimate thing.
That's like a
it's
thing? It's not just like some offshore
No,
book?
yeah. It's like a legitimate thing. I think I downloaded it, but then I never set up an account because I was like, I don't have any actual takes on who should win Oscars.
Fair enough.
So, 'cause I never saw Nora.
It's a thought that counts. You downloaded it. You were gonna do it.
I was thinking
Their
about
fault.
it. I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I really wanted to say back to Lucy Mancini's gigantic vagina, but I have nothing else to say about it. So
it's okay. Well, the extended cut of the podcast, we'll talk about this for 3 hours.
Right.
For now, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Keep it.
So back to the wedding. They're singing that song, Kayla Luna. Mm-hmm. And I said as we were watching that it's like a double entendre, very very kind of dirty song, but it's in Italian, so we don't get that. But basically, I looked it up, and basically it is a young woman talking to her mother, and she's like, "Who should I marry?" And then it's basically the mother saying, "Don't marry the farmer, because he's going to grow the cucumbers, and he's going to cucumber you." It's like, what the hell, Mom? What are you talking about?
That's wild.
It's wild. But it's basically just the whole thing. Like, yeah.
So Mario Puzo was a weirdo.
Well, no, this is like this is an Italian
this is
thing. Yeah, this is like an
but
Italian
of course
song.
he knew about it.
Well, because
He's Italian.
He's Italian. And this might have been a Coppola thing, actually. I don't know. I don't know if that's in the book or not.
Oh, bada bing. Thank you. I'm just going to insert those as I see fit, I think. That's what he said.
Drunk Fredo? Dude, what'd you say?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
No, what did he say?
Move past it.
None of your business. Keep going.
We're just going to move past it.
Great, you're going to make me watch the episode for once? Oh, my God.
Yeah. We're only
I'm going to get you your fourth viewer.
30 minutes in, so.
Yeah. All right. Drunk Fredo. Do we like Drunk Fredo at the wedding? I'm
a little touchy.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. This is my brother Mike.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, bud.
Yep.
Came with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Oh, good trivia. All the shots of Kate and Michael at that table where like the house is in the background, where it's not like the rest of the wedding in the background, shot at night, and then they just lit the shit out of it. And you can't really tell.
Why?
They ran out of time. They had to get that whole thing done in like 2 days.
Okay.
And they were running out of time, so they had to like just get it done.
I think you should stop calling it trivia and say fun facts, because trivia gives the impression that you're going to ask us a question.
Okay.
Just saying.
No, that's a good
Like
point.
I was ready for trivia.
The board will take that under consideration. We'll see.
Yeah, just
There's a trash can in
my
here, I could
request to
say.
the board.
Just put it in the suggestion box. That's a good bet. That's a good bet.
Just in the sense of the word.
Jack Woltz, Diddler. That's what I have written here. That's another book thing. I think.
Who are we talking about?
Jack Woltz, the movie Prison Avanti.
Yes.
So in the book, when Tom goes to first meet him, he meets him at like his offices, and then like before he goes in, like a little kid comes out and she's crying.
Yikes!
It's like, oh, Diddler.
Jesus.
That's been going on a lot longer than the Miramax guy.
Right. Probably good thing they left it out of the movie.
Well, I think it's implied when he's like what he like kind of has his arm around the one girl there. I mean, he gives her a little kiss right before we assume it's like, oh, how old is she? That's not right.
He also called
hands off the kids. Yeah,
the girl young and innocent or something like that.
She was young. She was innocent.
Greatest piece of ass. You're like,
thank
all
you
right.
for saying that.
Yeah.
I don't need a clip of me saying that.
No, it's okay. In the movie.
Yeah.
For legal reasons.
So Waltz's Mansion in L.A. That's used in a lot of different movies. The two I have here, I feel like there's a third, and I just couldn't remember it. But Beverly Hills Cop 1 and The Bodyguard. So that's been used in a couple different movies. But all those long shots, so all the long shots in the studio and the long shots outside of the mansion there, in the mansion itself, all second unit. Robert Duvall is never there. Anything that Robert Duvall is in that Hollywood sequence, they shot in New York. And then anything else, they shot in L.A. second unit. Khartoum. What do we think of Khartoum?
Big horse.
Big horse. Russian Tsar never paid that much for a horse.
I'm happy I finally understand the joke now.
Yes.
It's a very long-held joke in my family, in which my father, whenever he's upset with one of my siblings, he puts a horse head, stuffed animal that he has from the Godfather, in our bed.
Nice.
And I'm just like, this is weird. But
no
now
blood.
I get it. Right. No blood. He's not crazy.
Okay.
He's just
committed to the bit.
It's committed to the bit.
Fine line. There's a fine line.
We also
there.
have like a Vito stuffed animal as well.
A what?
A Vito.
Oh, Vito. Nice.
Do you really?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Not in a weird way. I'd like to meet your dad.
Right, I was just about to say.
My dad's pretty cool.
I'd love to meet Mr. Wilson.
Like, this was also my first ever movie because he was really...
Castaway?
I haven't seen it.
He was really dedicated to like having us have good taste in movies. So like when we're the hospital, what happened?
Keep lobbing him up.
Yep.
You were saying?
I was saying that like in the hospital the night we were born, he'd like put on good like classical movies for us to watch. So my older sister's first movie was Rocky.
Nice.
Mine was The Godfather.
Nice.
I love
Talia
Rocky.
Shire fan,
but we're going classic movies and we're going Rocky.
Rocky's a classic.
Okay. When you say classic, I thought like
now
Casablanca,
like listen to this.
classic. Okay.
Oh,
We're never watching that because I don't need that the whole episode.
Yeah.
Rocky. That's not my best Talia Shire.
Get in there, Rock. Yeah. Mickey, you know,
Mickey,
steel guy.
Mick.
What the hell's wrong with you, Rock? That was my Apollo Creed.
I'm not gonna do what I'm
Yeah. Might sound a little like Stephen A.
Let's see. Oh, so Khartoum fun facts. In the book,
Thank you.
they put the horse's head on the bedpost, and then it's just like looking at him when he wakes up.
I feel like I was told this during the movie.
Yes, I'm saying it for the audience,
No,
but I'm going to
kidding.
pretend like I'm talking to you guys.
Audience.
Actually, I'll just look right into the camera. So in the book, they put the horse head on the bedpost, and then that's how they do it. But then for the movie, they wanted to make it more cinematic, so they put it in the bed with him and all the blood, and then it's like, you know, he wakes up.
Hold on.
Wait a minute, what's that blood?
Can we be uniform as a podcast? Can you stare at the camera?
Can we have? Well, actually, no. I'm going to talk to you guys for a minute here. I have a question for the audience. Not that audience. This audience.
This audience.
Have you ever woken up with blood in the bed? Has that ever happened to you? You ever wake up with a little blood in the shorts? Has that ever happened to you? Has this ever happened to you?
Blood?
Yeah.
No. Have you?
Yeah.
Blood?
Yeah. Ruptured a hemorrhoid or something.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was bad.
You go to a doctor?
No, I was in Liverpool.
Oh. Okay.
Free healthcare.
Yeah. So I just had like paper towels in my ass until it stopped.
Just thug it out, you know?
Just thugged it out. I stayed inside that day.
Built like that.
I stayed inside that day until I went out that night. It stopped bleeding by then.
Right.
But yeah, that was a pretty scary wake up when I was like I felt something kind of damp and sticky. And I was like, what the hell's that? I was like, oh, that's blood. That's cool.
Yeah. Am I dying?
That's cool. So yeah, and I thought it was because I was drinking while taking cough medicine. I thought like I had like actual rectal bleeding, and I was like, oh wait, no, I had a hemorrhoid, and that just popped at some point. So yeah. We had a little health scare there in a foreign country. Yeah.
You live to talk about it though, so you're a warrior, Josh.
Yeah.
Like Michael, war hero.
Couldn't have been timed worse though, because it was the day after the date. So then I had already been ghosted. And then it's like, oh, that's why he's staying aside. It's like, no, because I'm bleeding out of my ass. That's why. Yeah. So that was a fun day. All right,
I've never heard that story.
Yeah, no.
Thought you would have led with that.
No. I kind of forgot about that.
Instead, we go to the
until then this morning.
two
I'm watching. I was
minors in
like,
the bar. That's
well,
what you
because
lead
that's
with.
a funny story. Me bleeding out of my ass isn't very funny.
No way you think that's better.
But it's not funny. I can't tell it in a funny way.
I laughed.
Yeah. Like it's not.
I
a good
was
story.
going to
It's
ask her
funny,
opinion,
but it's not a good story.
Can't be bothered currently. She's
All right, back to talking to
working.
the
I
audience.
have
'cause they already heard
work.
this.
Sorry.
So then for the movie, what was the next thing I had? Oh, the horse's head. They got the horse's head from a dog food factory. They go to a dog food factory in New York. They take the art director, and they're looking through all the horses that they're going to be slaughtered for this dog food, because that's just what they did back then. It was the 70s, you know.
Doing this shit.
Yeah, you guys can do whatever. You can clear out ISO. Ball up top. So the art director, they're looking at all the different horses that they're going to slaughter, and they're like, this one, this is our guy. When you slaughter this one, let me get the head. So then a little bit later, they got a crate with some dry ice and a horse's head in it, and that's how they got such a realistic looking horse's head, because it was a real horse's head.
Wow.
Cool stuff.
PETA.
What a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
PETA would lose their nonsense.
The horse was going to die anyways. They didn't kill a horse for the movie. They could have.
Yeah, but they did kind of cut it up in a whack way.
It was going to be slaughtered anyways.
I suppose.
Would you rather they fed the head to a dog?
Would you rather they chopped it to bits and fed it to a dog? Instead, it's a movie star.
Right, right. That's the most famous horse, I think.
BoJack
Right.
Horseman, you're wrong. Next question.
God, I'm not going to say stuff about that because I think you'll have a problem with it.
I really like
shows.
them talking
show's
about
perfect.
the meeting with Sollozzo and then intercut with just before. I love it when they're talking about something and then it's happening. And then
Right.
it's great stuff. I love that.
Do we
What?
got about 5 minutes left on this? So I don't know if you want to break for a little, if you want to just
Do you
push
have any
through.
thoughts on
Never
anything
do.
that I've said up to this point? Any good things that I missed up to this point in the movie?
No. Well,
Okay. No? Yeah?
no.
Any good things
You
from
would
you,
have said
Liz?
it. No.
I feel like anything I'll say won't be good enough, so it's okay.
No, say what's on your mind.
It's a safe
have
space.
What do you got?
I don't have anything. We're
Say
Give me one
something.
good thing. Give me one good thing before we break.
And that's all the time we have for today.
Exactly. Can we talk about the parking situation and the wedding scene, though?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was impossible. That was horrible. They really need to do better.
In what way?
I mean,
Maybe
the
it's like a
parking
valet
would be horrible.
situation.
But
Yeah.
there's no way to valet if you're all parking each other in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not logical at all.
It's probably one of those things where like people are just going to leave at the same time.
Yeah,
At
you leave
the
in the Don
same
says you
exact
leave.
time.
Right. Yeah.
They can't leave at the same exact time. They have to go in waves.
Okay,
'Cause,
well.
Anyways,
Okay.
that was my only thought.
Yeah. No, it's a valid thought. That is a ridiculous parking situation. All right.
would
Well,
be
we're
mad.
gonna take a quick break, but you're not gonna take a break because we're gonna be right back. It's gonna be instantaneous. No time will be lost. We're gonna take a break. Time will pass for us, but the second I cut this, it'll be right back to when we get back. So don't you worry about it. Not one bit. And we're back. Wow. Did you guys have a great break?
That was fast.
I had a great break.
Wow.
That's what
There
she
was
said.
a lot / a little time that passed in between. You wouldn't know.
Yeah. It's great stuff.
We might not even have broken at all.
We might not have. They
Or
wouldn't
maybe we
know.
were gone for hours.
How would you be able to tell?
The magic of video editing, Josh.
Wow.
It's crazy.
And he's not even that good at it.
No, not even.
Sicilian messages. What do we think about Sicilian messages? Do we think there are more Sicilian messages that we aren't privy to? Like, is this just is the fish in the bulletproof vest that Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes?
I didn't know what he was talking about
I
either.
wasn't either. I was
That's
like,
a
what?
Sicilian message.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
is that the only Sicilian message, or are there other
Is it
Sicilian messages
specifically
that we just
Sicilian,
don't know what they are?
or is it like just
It's
general?
Well, they
like
said
say,
Sicilian, yeah.
say it's a Sicilian
Okay.
message. It means Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes. I'm gonna look that up. Actually, you guys talk a bit on Sicilian messages, and I'll look that up.
Yeah, because we have so much.
It's like, yeah.
to
What's
dis-
your favorite Sicilian message?
There's a big fish.
Two of them too.
Two of them in the bulletproof vest. Luca Brasi was a big guy. You know, you got to
Yeah.
fill that out a little bit. Anything on that, Josh? Still looking.
I'm ChatGPTing
What do you think they did with the
Okay.
fish after?
Probably threw it out. Like, you can't eat that
Yeah.
on principle, you know? I mean, it's They got money. They don't need
I think
it.
it would have been funny if he would have slapped someone with it like later on. Like,
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
could've
Sure.
been.
Is that a Sicilian message?
Maybe.
Slap with the fish. You're making a face. I don't know.
Okay, so a Sicilian message is basically like it's a symbolic warning or a threat.
So this is your
ChatGPT.
your consigliere. Did I say that right?
That's my virtual consigliere.
Consigliere.
Yes.
Okay.
So the horse head in Wolf's
80%
bed
aware.
is a Sicilian message, actually. That's interesting.
Are they Sicilian?
What? The horse?
The the Corleones.
Khartoum. Yes, they are Sicilian.
They are?
They are. They're from Sicily. Yes. Repeating what your boy is saying. So the scene in Italy when you got the two bodyguards and he's like
Right.
talking, the other guy's like, "Aboca."
Yeah. See,
It's
that's
great
my
stuff.
role.
Love that.
So if someone comes
Yeah.
up to me and starts talking, you
Yeah.
know, and I can't repeat something, you know,
Right.
I got a riff.
Yeah, you got a riff. Yeah.
I can't be player one in this scenario.
Right. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah.
It's all right. Biting. What do we think about biting?
Right. So we had this down.
Yeah.
Um,
So when Sonny's beating up Carlo
Yes, and he
he's got
bites
the
his
handle
hand.
thing and he's biting him, what do we think of biting in a fight?
I
In
think
a
it's
fight?
fire.
In a fight.
As
Do you
you
like
should.
it? Yes.
In that context, yeah, bite that motherfucker.
see, I think the context matters there. I don't know if we can go pro or anti specifically.
When Zach and I wrestle, if there's an opportunity to bite, if I'm in a corner
No shot.
and there's an opportunity to bite, I'm going to try and bite him.
Does he slap the shit out of you after you
Oh,
do
he
that?
does not like it. He
Okay.
doesn't like it one bit.
That's
Who likes
horrible.
getting bit?
Like
But
still
unless-
now as a 22,
we
23-year-old?
wrestle every now and again, yeah.
You
Yeah.
bite as a 23-year-old though?
If it's my only option. If I'm in a hold and he's got me and there's something I can bite,
Where are you
I'm
biting?
going to try and bite. Like hand, arm.
See, I feel like it's kind of a cheap move.
I
now.
feel like there was
Right.
one time where I probably bit him in the leg.
Unless,
He probably had me in like a leg lock or
Have you had
something.
any
I was
shots
like,
recently, Josh?
yeah. Unless.
no, I haven't had any shots since 2019.
Oh fuck.
I don't want to get
You all right over there?
No. I think you might have rabies.
Nah.
Well,
Terrified of water though. My jaw keeps locking up, but I don't think it's rabies.
Foaming at the mouth. Experience that.
next question.
Trash can lid as a
Wait,
weapon.
so are we pro or are we
Oh
anti?
yeah.
Because we have a list
I'm
for this
definitely
kind of thing.
pro biting in a fight. I think now it's not the first move, but as a last resort, I think if the opportunity is there,
I think
don't-
biting is made for
it's
children.
fair game. I think biting is fair game.
I think fighting's fair game if the other person would. When you're wrestling your brother,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, it is. It's fair
It's
game.
not.
It's
I feel
fair
like that's
game.
It's
crazy.
not.
It's expected.
Biting is
expected.
one level above like a kick to the dick.
No, it's not.
Yes,
'Cause
it
it's not
is.
a hard bite. Like I'm not drawing.
You're
blood.
putting
I'm
your
not-
mouth on
I'm not
him and
leaving-
clamping down.
It's not. It's more just like I'm not gonna like.
So then what is that doing
Well,
then?
see, if I
You just want
demonstrate
to
to
taste
myself,
them?
you're not gonna get it, and I'm not gonna bite you. But like,
Liz,
it's
put your
more-
arm out.
It's more just like I could be biting you a lot worse than I am. Like here's a taste. Like it's basically.
I think
just
it's you
I'll
getting
put
the
my-
taste.
You do get a slight taste, really, and I think it's also there's like you get the saliva and he's like gross.
Ew.
This is younger sibling
a-
shit that I
Yeah.
don't. I kind of don't
Hey,
understand.
I'm a younger sibling.
Yeah, but you're not brother. Like you're not. You
Yeah,
don't
but
get
we still
that.
beat the shit out of each other.
Okay,
Just not with biting.
your older
I
sibling.
mean, maybe when
Does
I was
she
smaller.
have like? Is she like 3-4 inches taller than you and have like 100 pounds on you?
Yes.
Oh, fair enough.
All right, we're gonna leave it off the list. I don't
All
think
right.
we can come to a conclusive.
No, yeah. If we can't get
That's wild.
I want the
The
list
fact that
to
you're
be
pro
unanimous.
biting is scary.
Love that.
Who's that one
It's
guy
not the
from Call Me
first
by Your
move.
Name who got in trouble for having people
I don't know what
tattoo
you're
their bite
talking
marks on
about.
them?
Army Hammer.
Yep. That's
Well,
what
he's
it's
a
giving,
cannibal,
Josh.
so-
That's what it's giving.
Yeah. See, that's the lane
Have you
you're
seen
in.
Call Me by Your Name?
No, I don't understand
Great
that
film.
reference.
It's not one of my favorites.
Great film.
I would need to see it again, but I don't know that it's one of my
Beautiful
favorites.
film.
Yeah, I thought
Sans the biting.
I thought the scene
Right,
where
no
Timothy
biting.
Chalamet
No.
fucks a peach was very cinematic.
Yeah, pretty
Fucks
good.
and did
It
Armie
was
Hammer
actually
eat
really
that
beautiful.
peach?
Yeah, he did after.
He did, yeah. Timothy Chalamet comes in a peach, and then Armie Hammer takes a big old juicy bite out of that peach.
Like an hour later.
Knowing or not
Yeah,
knowing?
knowing.
Knowing. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
Basically, the plot is
Whatever
Armie
floats your
Hammer
boat.
diddles a boy.
Okay. That boy being
Timothy Chalamet,
Right.
Timothy Chalamet.
a skinny, scrawny little boy.
he's a very
of
boyish
16 or
face.
17.
Yeah. Liz?
What? That's crazy. Next question.
Sorry. That's even worse out of context because it's just Liz does not like.
Oh, next question. Keep going.
Fun fact. Fun fact.
Nope.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah. We will. Because the one after this, sham marriages is a trap. So Carlo and Connie's marriage is a sham. Carlo is a plant by the Barzini people. At least that's what the book made me think. And so that's pretty much it. It's
so it wasn't
just
just
a trap.
Bad guy who got approached. It was literally a setup from the beginning.
If I remember the book correctly, yeah.
So then when the mistress calls the house, is that on purpose too?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all planned. It wasn't just
it's like
Sonny's going to be here.
It was
how do we get him? Okay.
Yeah.
It
could have been that hey, she just called Sonny.
Right.
That, it was a matter of time.
That's
before,
what I thought that was.
But then basically it's like, all right, Carlo.
Right. Because he's got a temper, Josh.
Right. But it's basically like the Barzini people are like, we want Sonny out in the open. You let us know when.
Yeah.
And then Carlo's doing his thing, and he's like, all right, she called him.
Right.
He's
then
out
we
in the
got
open.
10 guys to...
Right.
He needed 3 shots. That's a bit overkill.
Just a bit.
Sending a message, though, I guess. That was...
Look at
no, we got quotes. Don't waste it.
It was all right because I didn't quite get it. I didn't quite nail it. So
good. Don't even try the next time. Not quotes. Try anything else.
Yeah. So let's talk Apollonia. Fun fact: in shooting, the actress that played Apollonia was 16.
16.
Did not age very well.
That's less than 18, right?
Is less than 18. I'm not sure what the laws are in Italy.
Okay.
I'm still wondering, if it's because of the laws now, mass distribution, how they get around that because she was underage at the time.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's a similar thing with the Franco Zeffirelli Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Because what is her name?
Was she
Olivia Hussey?
Yeah.
She's underage as well.
I remember when I was in high school, they used to my teacher blocked the projector.
Yep.
I was like, home dog.
Yeah.
Home dog what?
Home dog, what are you doing? We're grown people.
What are you gatekeeping, bro? No.
Yeah,
what are you... Home dog what?
See, but if I had said that,
right.
I'm getting a slap on the wrist. But she says that. She's like, oh, you're blocking out the nudity. And it's like, all right, that's fine. But if I were to say that,
I just think blocking out the nudity to a group of 18-year-old seniors in high school was a little bit
oh, well, see, we watched Romeo and Juliet when we were freshmen in high school. So that's... Yeah, see, I was coming at it.
No,
I
watched the Leonardo DiCaprio version in freshman year.
We watched all the different adaptations. We watched at least clips from all of them.
I never saw that
even
one.
Parts of West Side Story, which was nice. I liked that. I like West Side Story.
Yeah,
we're gonna do that for Musical Month.
Musical Month.
Because he hasn't seen West Side Story, hasn't seen Grease, probably hasn't seen Hello Dolly.
No.
Was all the music?
Oh, Fiddler on the Roof. I don't know if that's one of my favorites or not.
I thought about a good musical.
Huh?
Like a good musical?
What?
Something not as dated.
High School Musical.
High School Musical. Fire movie.
Not a fan of Hello Dolly?
Movie.
Not a Streisand fan?
Slept through it during film class. Fun
Streisand
fact.
is great. Love
Had
Streisand.
a double ear infection.
Love Babs.
And sinus
Big
infection,
Babs.
and I slept
Newsies.
through it.
I like Newsies.
Newsies is fire.
Yeah, young Christian Bale. Great stuff.
Well, it also depends what adaptation you watch. But yes, Newsies is fire.
I think he's talking about the one with Christian Bale
Yes,
in it.
I believe so.
And my boy Bill Pullman. Big Bill Pullman fan. Bill Pullman should have been a bigger actor than he was. I have Bill Pullman takes at the ready.
Like a physically bigger person?
No, he should have been like he could have been a Harrison Ford level guy.
Okay.
And I think it's just he just didn't quite get the right roles. But when we do While You Were Sleeping, I'll get my Bill Pullman takes off.
If he had a guy like the Godfather backing him, he could have got all these parts.
Right. Need somebody making him an offer you can't refuse. My last good thing is Anthony Corleone in a little Marine uniform, little child soldier. That's great stuff. I love that. I'm going to have all my kids in Army uniforms.
Really?
Yeah.
Put them each in a different one and have them fight.
Yes.
I like the overall look a little more.
The overall look is that's a great look.
The corduroy overalls too, adorable.
Yeah. My mom would put me in overalls a lot as a little kid.
Sorry.
No, I looked
Looked
adorable.
like a minion.
Yeah.
I looked so adorable. I was such an adorable little kid.
What happened?
I know.
My Nana, for Christmas one year, dressed me in a kilt.
Fire!
Wild.
There are pictures.
Fire. The money.
Yeah. Explains just a little bit about why I'm the way I am.
Was it a one-time kilt thing or was it recurring?
See, I liked it a little too much, so they said no, it was a one-time thing. It was...
You're like, now my drag
I was
name
3. Right. Yeah. You can call me Maddie. Yeah, it's not.
Come out and kill.
Matthew is dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, going off that, my first nominee for best quote is Luca Brasi.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that their first child be a masculine child. Great stuff. Just great stuff from Luca Brasi. Which, fun fact, hold on, I have his name here. Lenny Montana. Lenny Montana.
Yeah, sorry.
Played Luca Brasi, and if Francis Ford Coppola remembered correctly, he was a pro wrestler, which that tracks. It's a big guy.
Spell Lytan.
I was a big fan of his character,
Spell his
and
name?
I was sad to see him gone.
I would assume Montana. Like
Oh,
the
you
state.
said Montana.
Yeah.
All right, you guys talk. I'm gonna.
Okay. See, this is what he does. Like when it's just me.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, you just talk, and it's like, well, I didn't really have anything else to say.
Well, I really liked his character, and I was really sad when he had to go. I wish they would have like given me more time to like him more. Almost.
Right, because it's the kind of thing like he's
That was
talked
gunning
up a
for him.
lot, but he doesn't do any badass stuff.
I liked him more than Sonny. Like they could have killed Sonny a little sooner. Like Sonny's fine, but I only like iffy.
Yeah,
but
like I feel like they should have had Luca do one badass thing so we get the character right. Whether it's just like we're talking about him, we're talking him up a lot, and then he just gets killed right away. Like the first thing he gets to do, he just gets killed.
Yeah,
and it's like
with his
right.
bulletproof jacket that I
Right.
apparently clearly wear every day.
Quickly.
You know, I just say stuff like that because it's just an
Go ahead,
easy
Matt.
joke.
Go ahead, Matt.
So,
Oh my goodness, that photo of him.
Lenny Montana, Wikipedia, which, you know, Wikipedia,
No, that's a trusted source. It's peer reviewed.
apparently worked as an enforcer for the Colombo crime family.
Okay,
Like, legitimately.
nice. See, I thought that was a myth. I'm not sure.
I mean, this is Wikipedia, so whatever.
right.
He traveled. This is saying Texas and Florida in the NWA, which was pre WWE.
he was a pro wrestler.
He definitely
Okay,
was.
cool.
He came back under the alias. You talk about pro wrestling, and now I'm. He got hurt in a match against Vern Gagne, who's actually like, that's a name that, that's whatever. It's an old time wrestler name that like
Is this
people
what it
know.
sounds like when I'm talking about movies?
Yes, exactly. But he moved to the Tampa Bay area and began to wrestle under the Zebra Kid alias,
Nice.
which
Nice.
love to know what he looked like when he did that. Defeated Grizzly Jake Smith and Luke Brown with his partner Gypsy Joe
Awesome.
to win the tag team championships.
Fire.
Do we have any gypsy thoughts? Are we pro, anti-gypsies? What are we?
I think we're supposed to use that.
Yeah, I don't think we can use that word.
What's wrong with
I
gypsy?
think it's Romanian now.
Like, I know you can't say gypped,
I
but I think you
says
can
it.
say gypsy.
If we're gonna
I
go,
don't think so. I think it's Romanian.
I'm gonna
now.
change the subject and let's just
I don't
not
know.
use it. With the Colombo crime family, worked mostly as an enforcer and an arsonist.
Nice. That rocks.
What the? Okay, so Wikipedia's on one. He told the cast and crew of The Godfather how he would tie a tampon to the tail of a mouse, dip it in kerosene, light it, and let the mouse run through a building. Or he would put a lit candle in front of a cuckoo clock so that when the clock's bird popped, this is all bullshit, popped out of the
That's pretty
candle, would be
fire.
knocked over and start a fire. Eventually, he was jailed at Rikers Island.
Nice.
And after being released, he acted as a bodyguard for many senior members of the Colombo family. How
That's
about that?
kind of fire.
Cool.
Sure.
All right.
I
Who's
like the
in-
cuckoo clock method.
I like the mouse. That's interesting.
I don't know how far the
I don't
mouse
think it
would
would
go
work.
with a heavy tampon
No, I don't think it
on
would
its
work.
tail.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I
feel like
just
that has
the
some weight
idea.
to it.
Like
This
that
is-
just seems.
Depends
that-
like what kind, you know.
right.
This is a little fishy. This is a there wasn't a fish.
Well,
involved.
Luca Brasi
Well,
seems
right.
suspicious.
He died in 1992 of a heart attack. So
I mean, if I was like lighting buildings on fire via
no, it's,
He's a big
tampon
it's
and
guy.
foul
rat.
play.
He's
It's
a
foul
big
play.
guy.
Foul play.
I don't know.
Foul play. There's always a conspiracy, Josh.
Yeah. I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Are we on quotes now?
Yeah, we're back to quotes.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of money in that white powder.
Yeah, there is.
Great stuff, Sonny. Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
My fave.
Fun fact, improvised.
Nice. That's like a wow, really? Okay.
There's-
Right, iconic line,
Few
improvised.
things I do like more than a cannoli.
Yeah.
What are they?
Wow, I can think
My
of one.
family, and I think that's about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Interesting.
Maybe some Frank Ocean once in a while, but I do love a cannoli.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey, why don't you tell that nice girl you love her? I love you with all of my heart. If I don't see you again soon, I'm gonna die. It's great stuff from Clemenza. Love Clemenza.
Great stuff.
We got two McCluskey quotes here. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Amen.
And I frisked 1,000 young punks.
Sick flex. Yeah,
Yep.
on it.
Humble brag, like it. In Sicily, women are more dangerous than shotguns.
Yeah, I didn't write that. I should have wrote that. That's a good one.
Look how they massacred my boy. Do you know how naive you sound, Michael? Presidents and senators don't have men killed.
Yeah.
Oh, who's being naive, Kay?
Oh my God, our ass.
Kay, come on.
God.
So naive. There's probably others after that I just didn't jot down. Do you have any more quotes that I missed? I mean, I think there's like 2 or 3 big contenders, and it's so I'm gonna make an offer you can't refuse.
I got a couple you didn't mention before we decide.
And look how they massacred my boy. I say look how they massacred my boy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about when they're in the meeting and you talk about vengeance? Like
Yes.
that whole thing.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
write the whole thing
one.
down, but
It's a
that's
bit
more
long.
underseen.
It's a bit long. Yeah.
I'm Mo Green. I made my bones when you were going out with cheerleaders.
Oh, I have that on IHM. Yeah.
Okay. Really? Yeah. No, I mean,
he's turning a little green there.
Yeah. Liz, any
quotes?
I think you covered them all.
Or
Okay.
I mean, it's 2 hours, 50-minute movie. There's got to be one we missed, you know? What do you think?
I didn't take any notes.
Yeah, I could tell.
Last time I took notes, they
What have you been doing on your phone?
Working.
Do you have any input on what you would
do
pick
we like
the
for best quote?
I'm a big fan of the cannoli. I'm a big fan of Offer You Can't Refuse. I feel like that one's the classic Godfather one.
Yeah.
What was the horse's name?
Khartoum.
I like that.
Khartoum.
The way he said it was fun. So that's my contender.
I'm not gonna race him though. I'm gonna put him out to stud. Do you know what that means, Matt?
I
do.
do.
What that means? What does that mean? Explain what studding a horse means.
Why don't you just explain it?
Well, I wanna hear Matt say it.
Why?
Because I
He
don't.
wants to make you feel dumb.
Yeah.
He enjoys it.
No, I know what it means.
Yeah,
I just
explain it then.
So Google's not loading now. Isn't it? It's like you give the horse out to go make other horses, yeah?
Yeah.
'Cause it's a nice
Yeah.
big horse with nice genetics.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Khartoum,
But
you
to
know?
prevent the horse from injuring itself, they just jerk the horse off.
See, you didn't have to do
Yeah.
the motion.
Yeah.
We know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we flick to the next one. What'd you
Should you
have?
get somebody good to leave that gun? I don't want my brother coming out of the bathroom with just his dick in his hand.
You stop
I
doing
like
the
that one.
motion.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I like that.
Well, Sonny does the motion. It's slightly cut off by the camera, but you can tell he does the motion.
I like look at how they massacred my boy. There's so many
I
uses.
say that all the time. All the time.
For the sake of
Look how they massacred my boy.
like the
Didn't quite
through
get it.
line is I'm gonna make an offer you can't refuse. Like that's the winner, but
right.
also like
The winner is whatever we want it to be. It is
Yeah.
our podcast. If we
That's-
want it to be look
Is
how they
it?
massacred my boy.
yeah, we don't conform
Is that
to
what we
know.
like? Is that
Sure.
what we like? Or do we
Sure.
like leave the gun, take the cannoli? I think that's what you were.
I'm good with your guys'. That sounds fire.
Okay. All right.
She's whatever helps us move on the fastest.
Favorite scene?
Oh, there's so many. Liz, what do you
Right.
think?
I like when Sonny's beating the shit out of that guy in the street. I
I didn't even write that, but that is a great scene.
That is a good scene.
So
That is great.
fire because it's so chaotic and it's also like one of the most well lit scenes too because they want you to see every single bit of it. And yeah, I like it. I like that he didn't kill him, just beat him. Nearly
I
to death.
like talking about the lighting. Talking to the mic, Matt. How I don't know, like all the other business is handled in the dark.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
but
doesn't
that's out
care.
in the
He
open.
doesn't care.
Yeah, because
Well,
He's going
it's
green.
Sonny, he's reckless.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
I think it's more
Didn't
than
think
just that
about
he's
that, but-
reckless. I think it also shows that like there is a line with him where it's like he'll cross that unprofessional line and not
right.
go
Right. Well, he's
through.
passionate. He
Yeah.
takes things
Yeah.
personally.
It's not personal. It's
It's
business. but you can't-
right. Yeah. What I have written here, the wedding, just the whole wedding, which is like the first 20 minutes at least.
It's long, but it doesn't feel that long either.
No,
It's-
no,
yeah.
it doesn't. It doesn't because it's almost kind of shot like a series of vignettes
Right.
in a way.
Yeah.
The meeting with Solozzo,
Mm-hmm.
and then the dinner with Solozzo and McCluskey, and then the baptism. I feel like for me, it's the baptism.
Okay.
Like the dinner with Solozzo is also.
I have
up
a couple
there,
more.
But yeah, what else do you have?
I have-
Like serious contenders.
Yeah, the scene at the
Yeah, yeah.
hospital.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
good.
that,
I'm a big fan
especially
of that one.
the car pulls up and I like the dude fumbling for his cigarettes.
Right. See,
after the
I
fact,
love
too.
the cigarettes and Enzo's shaking, and then Michael's just
freaking
steel.
out because also that's
Just-
the moment where Michael realizes, all right, I'm needed here. I have to be in
Right.
the family. Like I'm gonna
And that's
protect my
also-
dad, kind of deal.
Right. And that's also like when he's like, I'm with you, Pop, and then you see he's couple tears come down. He's like this,
Finally, my favorite is actually
not even but like that's not. He wanted something more for Michael, and then he realizes this is where we lost it. This is it. If it didn't work out like this, maybe Michael could have been better.
So
but is that
the interpretation of it?
That's how at least I get it. That like Vito wanted Michael to be a senator or a governor, somebody with legitimate power, whereas like he's got power and respect, but it's in the underworld. It's there's a criminal element to it.
Yeah.
He wanted Michael to be better than that.
I don't think he wants him to be like a senator or anything. I think he just wants a life outside.
No, he did. You're right.
Did say
I was going to argue against that too, but he literally said that later. But so in the moment watching it, it comes off like tears of joy, where he's happy his kid came back and is now going to run.
No, like that definitely could be it. But the way I see it is that like this is the point of no return. This is the moment where Michael is not going to have the life that Vito wanted for him. This is the moment where, this is where he goes down that path of he's in the family business.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the meaning of that I'm with you, Pop.
Right.
Like in the context of just that moment, he's with him right there, but then in the context of the movie as a whole, he's with him. He's with the family business.
Right.
Now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I had one more. I just had Sonny getting murked. That's what I wrote. It's
nice. Yeah.
Honestly, like, I don't. Is effects the right way? But it looks.
Yeah.
Devastating. I mean, obviously getting shot that many times that fast.
No, they had him rigged with a whole bunch of squibs.
Right. It just looks good.
But he's got to sell that like getting shot.
Yeah.
And he just does a great job there.
It loses a little bit being the second time you see it.
Yeah.
Not knowing, but I do remember the first time I saw that they pop up, and you're like, oh,
that's the one I didn't guess.
Yeah,
did not see that one.
It does kind of comes out of nowhere.
You clocked Luca dying like pretty early on.
Yeah.
You clocked right when Vito was gonna die. Yeah, but yeah, Sonny got you.
So and then you said the baptism, right?
The baptism. It's either that or the dinner for me, but I think the baptism is just like I don't know.
See, the baptism's more like an iconic because he's becoming the Godfather.
Right,
but I just like the way the meeting where he shoots him is.
Yeah.
That's
no, and I can get down with that too. No, yeah.
Like if I had to watch one scene right now, it'd probably be that one again.
No, there's just great tension there.
Yeah.
Going back into the bathroom. Where's the gun? The restraint to not put music under that and just to let that happen kind of visually of just and they don't put subtitles under all the Italian because it just doesn't really matter. Some of it, it's not about what they're saying, it's about what they're doing. You have the elevator train in the background kind of just heightening the tension there, and just
McCluskey not having a care in the world because he doesn't know, but
he's having the veal.
What's the damn the other dude they're there with? I'm totally blanking on his
McCluskey.
name.
Soletso.
Jesus, yes. Like how he knows, but he can't do anything because he doesn't have the gun on. Yeah.
But then also like Mike coming back and he's supposed to come out blasting.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't. He sits down. It's like, is he going to do it?
Right.
And then you're kind of waiting, and you can kind of see the wheels turning in his head, and it's like, like. He's sitting there, but he's not listening. So that's why we don't cut back to Soletso, because we're not listening. What is Michael going to do?
Is that he was questioning it, or like he wanted them to see? Like he didn't want to shoot him in the back of the head. Like he wanted them to see them. I
think that's him kind of. Do I really want to do this? Like this is the decision point. I can go home from this and not do it, and we can still figure something out. And I don't. But if I do this, that's it.
Yeah. I like that as the scene.
No, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely get down with that. Yeah.
Liz,
I was also a fan of the coroner scene as well.
That is a good scene. Yeah.
Underrated.
Yeah.
But then you get the good quote out of it
coming
too.
Down the elevator. I love that. That's great. And that's another thing with the book is that in that chapter, like before they show up, you're just with Amerigo Bonacera for a bit, and he is like freaking out. He's like, what a legal criminal thing are they going to make me do? Are they going to make me hide a body of somebody they just killed? Are they going to make me cover up some kind of murder? What are they going to have me do that is going to get me in trouble? Probably. Like this is why he didn't want to be in their debt. This is why he went to the police first. This is why he didn't want to get involved with the Godfather. He didn't want to get in trouble, basically. And then when it's just when it's just Vito just wants his son to have a good funeral for his mother and that
Right.
sort of thing. That it's just, but yeah. But so then whenever I see that shot of them coming down the elevator, then I'm thinking, then like, because I then reading the book, I know then what Bonacera is kind of thinking, and then you just apply that, and it just gives it even more depth.
Yeah.
We want to talk best side character.
Yeah.
So I've got Clemenza, Fredo, and the cat from the wedding in the office. I like the cat is just chewing up scenery. I can't take my eyes off the cat.
Yeah, my vote's for the cat.
Yeah,
I love the cat.
Like he's just squirming around, but he's so well behaved.
Right.
And it's just like
It's a nice cat.
whenever
I was
Brando
excited
takes his
by the
hand off the
cat.
cat's just like reaching back up. He's like, come on, give it pat.
I wish there's more of the cat.
Bite my tongue.
Dude, I've biting my tongue since you brought the cat up at the start of the thing. You started this the way we're here. So then if I said something, it would have came in here and it just would have sounded mean.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But now by acknowledging it, I'm doing it the same
All right, so we're going with
way.
the cat.
So it's the cat, right?
Well,
yeah.
Liz can't get enough cat.
There you
Incredible
are.
Hulk mode. I
Poo,
talked
poo, poo,
about Matt and I talked about this beforehand, and I think there's no other person to give this to. It's just like a lifetime achievement award. Sonny Corleone. Sonny Corleone
Come on down.
embodies
Yeah.
hulking out. Incredible Hulk
Yeah.
mode. He's green just about the entire movie.
Right.
But I do want to talk about some non-Sonny candidates, and we'll kind of not like co-awards, but like we'll give one to Sonny and then we'll give one to another.
Okay.
And so I have some lines here. So we have Vito with good move. We have Vito with Johnny Fontaine, and he's like, "Oh, what? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You can act like a man." That's great. He's hulking out a little bit, and really, that's one of like the few times that Vito really kind of dials it up.
Right.
Like he's pretty even keeled, kind of mumbling through. But then he dials it up right there. I like that. We've got Waltz talking to Hagen right at the studio. He's like, "I don't care how many Dago, Guinea, Greaseball, Wop, Goombas come out of the woodwork."
There's a lot going on in that sentence.
And then Hagen's like, "I'm German Irish."
Right.
Well, let me tell you something, my Kraut Mick friend. It's great. It's just throwing all the slurs. Love it. It's
Going
great
at him.
stuff.
Not quite green though.
He's getting slightly green, but he doesn't quite hulk out.
Right.
But this is where he hulks out. She threw it all away just to make me look ridiculous. And a man in my position can't afford to be made to look ridiculous. That he's hulking out a bit.
Yes. At that point, yeah.
Yeah. Then we got Mo Green in Vegas. Do you know who I am? I'm Mo Green. I made my bones when you were going out with cheerleaders. It's great.
Nice pronunciation, cheerleaders.
Thank you.
That adds to it. It was good.
But then I think what gets it for me, if we're going a non-Sonny,
Right.
we've got Connie right at the end.
Yeah.
Read the papers. Read the papers. That's your husband. That's your husband. That I think what has it for me. Just that line specifically, but that whole scene. She's She-Hulk.
She is.
Yeah. Attorney at law.
Was it Megan the Stallion in that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Honestly,
yes.
I like
Horrible.
She-Hulk. I like a
It was
I
good
like a
until
legal
he got
thing.
so
I like a
stupid
legal
with
comedy.
it.
Yeah, it did get a little dumb.
was
I
good
like
until
the
So
the
premise.
stupid for
I like the
viewers, and it was
premise.
horrible.
Yeah.
So upset.
It could have been very good.
It could have. It had potential.
I liked the actress that
Yeah,
they picked. She had
she did
good.
great.
She had. I don't want like not good
They-
chemistry. Charisma.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Present the She-Hulk vibe. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was disappointing.
Yeah.
I'd go with Connie for this
yeah.
one, I think.
Yeah. Liz, any thoughts on Incredible Hulk mode?
My vote is for the woman,
Yes, Connie.
Yeah.
Yes. All
All
right.
right.
Constanzia.
as she should.
Unbiased.
Gen Z corner. I have a couple things here. Microphones at the wedding, just the kind of microphones. Those are old. Wearing a suit all the time.
Yeah.
Just don't see much of that anymore.
Badass.
Just like 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
Maybe you take the coat off, you just got the vest. Just everybody's just wearing a suit.
I wish we brought
all the
back
time.
casual suits. I
On
think
it.
they look so great.
You and me. You
Dude,
and me.
I would love to get some suits going, but I just hate being overdressed. That's the only thing.
my,
You're always dressed like. Sorry, go ahead.
My best friend at home, he wears the suit almost every day, and he looks fabulous.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like it draws attention to myself when I'm very overdressed in an occasion. But then when I'm underdressed, I also feel out of place. You got to just get right. I don't know.
See, if you're always dressed like that, then you're
You're
not
always
That's the
overdressed.
standard.
I
Yeah, that's the
guess.
standard.
Yeah.
You set
Yeah.
your own standard, Josh.
I guess. But I like dressing like this. I think I look good dressing like this. But I do need to get a suit. I want to get like 2 suits.
I've got 2 suits, so got you beat.
I know you've got a suit.
Josh, don't.
See, but that's just such an easy joke.
I know.
Like, that's not even like, I don't even mean anything by that, but just like,
Right.
like that tracks, or of course you do, like stuff like that. It's just such an easy joke. Because half the time it's like, what do you even mean by that?
Right. It tracks.
Yeah. Wooden fenders. That's a World War II thing. Basically, when they gave you the car, they wouldn't give you the metal fender. They give you a wood fender.
Right.
Smoking indoors.
Yeah.
Always great. The plane, when he's going to LA, propellers on the plane. Talking to an operator instead of dialing a number.
Yeah.
He does that in the hospital scene. Writing letters. Just don't
In
see
general,
that very
yeah.
often.
Yeah.
And toll booths.
Toll booths.
Like a toll booth where you hear some coins.
Right.
Yeah.
Not so much a thing.
Not like now it's just like the easy pass.
Yeah.
Glass IV bags.
Yes, I forgot to write that down. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Didn't clock that. The
Like,
rolled
just everything-
cigarettes too. The hand-rolled cigarettes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like not so much, but like
Right.
probably there's definitely some people that still.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely,
Yeah, but the Gen Zers, they don't
No.
be
Right, they're
rolling
not
their
be doing
cigarettes.
that.
They're charging their geek paws.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why Liz is here.
Right.
Show it
Resident
off.
geek.
Yeah.
Life lesson. I'm a little light on this, but I think I have like the big 3 here. A man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. Yeah.
Oh wait, I have another one for Gen Z moments.
what you got?
Sorry.
What do you got?
That wedding, the color scheme that would never happen nowadays. That wedding was just Easter themed.
Yeah.
I guess you guys wouldn't know, but like
No, I
that
wouldn't.
would never happen.
That was my
color
first
scheme.
thought, actually, but no.
That color scheme would not happen. It was horrible.
Like
but
the bridesmaids dresses all being pink.
yes,
Did that
and
make
then
you
just
upset?
everything being no, it didn't make me upset. I was just like, wow, this is an old
I feel
movie.
like the guests definitely were Eastery vibes.
Yes,
but I feel like the
everything-
bridesmaid dresses. I don't
No,
know. Like
the
that
whole wedding
color,
gave
I could see
Easter.
that.
So I'm gonna be
Okay,
annoying.
Fair enough.
Kind of that is that not just like an Italian
No.
thing?
No.
No, is that not just like a Catholic like that
not that kind of
that
wedding. No.
color scheme?
Not anymore.
She's Sicilian. She would know.
No, it's just like that's not the kind of thing
Paisan.
weddings are anymore. They're more.
Bada bing.
like-
I'm walking here. Sorry.
Got him.
No, but like that's not. I don't know.
I suppose. Go ahead.
Never ask a second favor when refused the first. That's a good lesson.
I like that one.
Never tell anyone outside the family what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, another one I didn't write down. Never take sides against the family. That's Fredo in Vegas. It's like, don't take sides against the family, Fredo. Don't do that. What are you doing, Fredo? Ridiculous. Any other life lessons from the movie? Do you have anything? Doesn't have to be like a quote. Like most of mine were like quotes, but like doesn't necessarily have to be a quote. Anything.
Trying to think of something funny.
We're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, right. Thanks. See, even you beat me to that. God, I don't know. Come back to me.
You want to move on to fit it up?
Come back to me. Yeah.
I've got 4 here. I've got Jack Woltz.
Yeah.
Very limited screen time, but he's just getting nothing but fits off.
Right.
He's got 3 different fits,
Used
and
it
they're all
well.
great fits. Perhaps the Dion Waiters of fits. Limited playing time, but just he's getting shots up.
Right, Liz?
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to look up the name of the person I have my fit up for. Okay,
Okay.
don't be rude.
Okay.
I'm not. I was just. I wanted to get
Vegas
Dion
Fredo.
Waiters' thoughts.
Vegas Fredo is just,
Yes.
that's a fit. Ridiculous fit. That's great. Vito's getting some nice old man fits
He
off.
is. He is.
The pajamas and the robe, the sweater and the flannel.
Right. Or just the flannel that you
just the
liked.
flannel,
I was
right.
a big fan of that flannel.
Right. Like
Yeah.
Vito's just
Wanted
getting
that
great
flannel.
old man fits off. That's how I
Yeah.
want to dress when like I'm 70.
He's
Maybe
got-
even 60.
He's like the cutest little old man too. I
Right.
don't know why.
Marlon
Low-key
Brando,
loved him.
47 at the time of filming.
I
just
remember hearing
all-
that.
Little old
Yes.
for.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Um,
Nice. Good one.
Thank you. Carlo's orange suit before he gets jumped.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an orange suit. I thought I should mention
Right.
it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna win because it's a. Yeah.
It's
ooh.
Carlo. Fuck Carlo.
But you know.
Wife beater. We're anti beating wives, right?
I think we
did
have that.
Suck on that, Liz.
Yeah.
You can't say shit against me now, huh?
Beating your significant
What?
anti-beating your significant other. I just went into, and also anti-sexually assaulting anyone. So
Boom.
double boom.
Woo!
That's right.
What else are we anti? Just to run through that.
Are we gonna? Okay.
run through it, yeah.
So anti Chris Brown.
Yep.
Fire.
Stalking. Anti-spanking women and kids would never put hands on a woman.
Yep.
Anti.
We are pro spanking the boys though. That's cool.
Oh, we'll get there. Anti-smoking, crack.
Yep.
We're anti-Ike Turner. In parentheses, I have hair. I forget what that means every single time.
He's got like that wicked bowl cut, and it's just you shouldn't have a bowl cut like that, Ike Turner. It's gross.
We're anti-beating your significant other.
Yep.
Anti-incest.
Yep.
Anti-assaulting Asian people. Looking at you, Mark Wahlberg.
Yep.
I have problems saying this every single time. Anti-Oedipal? Oedipal. Fuck, I mess that up every time. Oedipal interactions.
Yes. We'll get into that.
We are anti-conning people I like.
Yep.
Anti-nuclear holocaust.
Yep.
Anti-abducting and burying women alive.
Yep.
Anti-asking for directions. Anti-side part. Anti-sexually assaulting anyone.
Yep.
And anti-cheating. Should I go through our pros or?
I'm not a rapist. It's very important that you know that.
Our first pro is spanking the boys.
Yep.
Smoking anything but crack. Like to have a good time, but relax. Pro road trip movies.
Yes.
Pro the American working men and women.
Yes.
Pro Denzel.
Yes.
Pro hard work paying off. Get your reps, baby.
Yep.
Pro Sandra Bullock.
Yes.
And now new to this. Pro the troops. Not
The troops.
specified who, but the
Both
troops.
sides. The troops.
I'm not writing
Pro all
both
of them.
sides. That's up for interpretation.
Except the Nazis. Write that. Except the Nazis.
Maybe
Not
just
pro
put
the
Nazis
Nazis.
in anti, just to be safe, because it might look like.
Yeah. Throw Nazis.
You don't want
in
to put
it.
Nazis
Throw
under the pro
throw
list
Nazis and fascists in anti-fascists.
You never want Nazis to be on the pro list in whatever context.
Good catch. Thank you, Liz.
Good catch. Maybe don't like the Nazis. Oh, thanks, Liz. All right. Sick.
I had to make that actual statement the other day in philosophy.
That tracks based on where. Yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Young Republicans Club.
He was a member, yes.
Nice. We'll talk later. Teak?
Not that I know of.
Pie Cap?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'll
You
have to do some
hesitated.
search.
You hesitated.
No, I'm not sure which one he belongs to, but he belongs to one.
Right.
Yikes.
Well, it's not the other ones.
You know it's not.
So it's one
Yeah, I
of the
doubt
two.
there's
I
any
think he
Nazis in
does, maybe.
PMD.
Anyways.
Right.
And then Anthony Corleone
Yeah.
between the Marine fit and
Right.
the overalls fit.
Oh, man.
I like Vito. Vito's just like this is the age-old debate. Is it what would we want to wear
Right.
or what is just the best fit?
I was a big fan of Connie's silk dress she got before she got beaten. I thought that was such a cute moment.
I
A
don't
lot of
recall.
the women had great dresses, and you guys just don't look.
I
Like
gotta-
the collared dress too. Like it's.
I gotta say, I think this isn't a misogynistic thing, but I think I just don't look at women's clothes like, ooh, that's a fit, because I just don't get like with this, it's like that's a fit. I wish I could pull that off, or I would like to dress like that. So then, like with the women's clothes, I just don't look. I just don't pay attention to the women's clothes in the same way. If that makes sense.
Sure. Just maybe let me know next time I'm voting for Fitted Up. It has to be a male.
No, it doesn't have to be. I'm just saying I wasn't paying attention to what the women were wearing
I feel
very
like
much.
that's exactly what you just said. But
No,
okay.
no. It's more that just like I see Vito, I'm like, that's a fit. I wish I could dress like that. Whereas like I see Connie, I'm like, hi Connie, how are we doing today?
Yeah.
Not like that's a nice looking dress. I wish I could dress like that.
All right. Your objection has been noted. She's on the nominee.
Thank you.
On the
I
nominee board.
appreciate it.
Yes, she's nominated.
Even though Josh hates women.
Well,
So-
a recent study showed that attractive men are more likely to hate women. So thank you.
You read that on andrewtate.com? Where the fuck you get that? What? Okay. Is that something you actually saw, or is
Yeah, I
that
saw that on Instagram.
really?
Yeah.
Zesty news. Like, where are you getting your?
The Babylon
It
Bee.
also,
Onion.
no, it also says that either attractive men or very ugly men are more likely to hate women. So actually, I'll take being mid. 'Cause
Okay.
I love women. I love and respect women.
And respect.
I definitely respect women.
Yes.
I probably respect women more than I love them.
Right.
Yeah.
Um.
Are we giving this to Vito or somebody else?
Sure.
Sure.
We like Vito.
Honorable mention: Connie's dress.
Yes.
Thank you.
Trivia. I have two things written here for trivia. Oh, I forgot to write it down. Who would we add? We meant to add this as a category. And I think we
Natasha
forgot.
Lyonne.
No, it's who would we add from other movies? So you may not actually be able
Wrong.
to play this.
Wrong.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna try and come up with some options for you since I didn't let you prep on this.
Well, can I do TV show then?
No, like it's only movies that we've done.
How about
on the thing? Well, I guess yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do your own
She
separate
hasn't-
thing. Yes, because you haven't been on many episodes.
Can we just pull up the Spotify?
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yes.
Spotify?
So here's one.
Spotify for what?
Do you not post the show? This
We put on Spotify.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what you... Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm still on life lessons. I'm still trying to think of my joke.
Hello, Sonny. We have Tom Hagen. I'm Bonnie.
See, this is even weirder for her because she doesn't get it at all.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do we like Barney in The Godfather? Or
Not really.
Are we intrigued? No.
No. Good job on the voice, though. But I don't really think he
Thank you.
fits.
I'm not a rapist.
Yeah.
It's very important for me that you understand that.
Have a sandwich.
Do you like roast beef?
I don't know. It's a lot.
The guy throwing Paulie the sandwiches, and he's like, "Do gabago, do prosciutto."
Yeah.
Barney Thompson.
Right.
Do you like roast beef?
Yeah.
It's great. Fantastic. What are our other options here? Who would we want to add to this movie from something else we already saw?
Man, I don't know. Denzel wouldn't do well in this.
No, they would not have liked Denzel
they
very
wouldn't
much
have
in
liked
this.
him. They would have tried to
No.
sell him heroin. It would have been a thing.
Gene
Wouldn't have
Hackman from
worked.
Crimson Tide as McCluskey.
Yeah, that's the answer.
That would have been pretty good.
Is that not Gene Hackman? like,
Sterling Hayden, actually. Yeah, he's in some good stuff.
I think that's the answer. I don't know
we
what
might
else.
do Doctor Strangelove at some point. He's in that.
I've seen that.
You've seen Doctor Strangelove?
Yeah, my dad.
Oh.
One of my dad's favorite movies.
Ah,
actually,
good taste,
I
good
have
taste.
seen that.
Yeah.
He was very excited. It was actually
Sterling Hayden is like the fluids guy, the basic Jack D. Ripper. He's the
Okay.
guy that like starts the whole thing. That's
Yeah.
like he calls
been a
the
while
strike.
since
Yeah,
I've seen this.
yeah.
It was for a film. It was for my film class I took,
Yeah.
and it was like an option.
Oh, okay.
It was like Christmas. I was like, Dad, you want to watch this? And he was like, Do I? You know, it was a whole. He didn't actually.
Wild impression of your dad.
But like it was like he basically like clicked his heels together. He was happy about it. It's fine. Dad, if there's a chance you're listening.
Now, speaking of anybody from
Sorry.
the Birdcage that we might want to add.
Maybe
Agador is one of Waltz's.
I don't remember
Servants?
character names. I'm not.
Hank Azaria is
Right.
a character from the Birdcage.
That would be
as like
funny.
one of Waltz's butlers.
Yeah, that would fit.
Yeah.
What if we had Robin Williams teach Michael how to walk like John Wayne out of the after
Get
he
off
shoots
your
him?
horse and go into the
Yeah.
saloon. Great.
What else? Trying to think. Nothing from Days of Thunder, probably, right? I mean, if fucking Tom Cruise was the getaway driver, not Fredo, maybe he wouldn't have got shot.
You have Robert Duvall from Days of Thunder teaching Apollonia how to drive.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, that would have worked.
that would have worked. Maybe if the son of a bitch wouldn't get so excited and overrev the engines,
Yeah.
the engine wouldn't blow.
Maybe.
I don't know. I butchered the quote, but you get
It's
the
fine.
idea.
I think you understood, yeah.
Damn it.
Liz, what do you think? Do you have any?
Yeah, who would you add from
outside-
anything?
I
this
can't.
movie.
The only person I would add is Natasha Lyonne, which I was told was non-accurate.
No.
Well, I need to know,
You
who
add
is
whatever you
that?
want. You add whoever you want because you haven't been here for all the
That's
episodes.
not how you spell
Uh-oh.
Leo.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. It's time for a break.
Time for a break. Do we actually want a break?
I still have a lot of trivia to go through, fun facts to go through, and then letterbox reviews, and then we're good.
All right, so we should break.
She
Yeah.
gives like a very New
Oh,
York,
No. Go finish your thought.
very like New York and Russian, but also like
Yes.
kind of mafia vibe. And she's like
Yeah.
one of my favorites, and I think she would have fit very well. And like
Okay.
she would have worn a three-piece suit as well.
Who would you like? Where do you see her?
Oh, as a mafia brother, I feel like that's what's
Oh.
missing. I need a woman,
Yeah.
and then I'd be like 110% to this movie. But it's kind of boring.
I'm trying to think of a single mafia movie where like a woman is like actually involved.
Right.
Actually, Lorraine Bracco has a pretty solid part in Goodfellas. Yeah. That's
Okay.
that's like a significant part. She has a lot to do, I would say. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna take a break, but just like the last one, it's gonna be no time at all for you guys. You're gonna love it. We're gonna be right back into the action, but we're gonna take a break. So we'll be right back. We're back. You missed some gypsy talk, but we're back for some fun facts.
I'll believe that.
So we'll start out with, I have written here Carlo beating Connie trivia. So the way they plan that out, basically Paramount wanted to bring in an action director to like direct this, and then Coppola was like, "Oh, you're coming for my job." So his sister Talia Shire, who plays Connie, and his like 9-year-old son blocked out all the action. His son was a stand-in for Carlo. So basically, while they were planning out the sequence, his son is like whipping his aunt with a belt to like plan this out. So that's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic there.
Sure.
Mo Green, when they shot him and it's like the bullet through the eye, the way they did that was they shot a BB out through the glasses, and then it's like they did like a puff of air kind of thing. So that then pushed any kind of debris away from the eye, because like you know, we fuck with the eyes, and then it shoots out the blood just after that. So that's how they did that. So they shoot it out, but you know, it happens so fast that like you don't really, one way or the other, you can't really tell. You just see that there's a hole in the glasses and all that. So that's pretty cool. I was always kind of curious how they did that effect, and that's why you listen to the DVD commentary. I love it when a DVD has DVD commentary on it.
It's all green screen. You can't fool me.
I mentioned the computerized zoom lens on the opening shot. Mentioned the cat. Oh, so the Godfather's office in the house where the like all the meetings and stuff. That's on a set. That's on a soundstage in New York. Whereas then like the outside shots of the wedding, that's like on a location. That's outside somewhere. And so they shot those on different days. And the windows looking out, that's just white paper and light. They lit up white paper. So it just looks like overexposed sunlight, but it's just white paper. So that's interesting. Movie magic. Wow. The actress that played Mama Corleone was a famous jazz singer. That's a fun fact. I had fun. Did you guys have fun with that fact?
Morgana King.
We're calling them fun facts
yes.
now. That was trivia 2 seconds ago. Gotta keep the names consistent.
Okay, trivia.
Now.
How many days did they shoot in New York? Trivia. Guess.
I'm gonna say 5.
Price is Right. I'm gonna go 6.
62 days.
I win.
Shooting in New York took 62
win.
days. And then they shot in Italy for a little bit, and then they got some shots in LA.
They actually did go to Italy?
Yeah, they did go to Italy. That was like a big thing that like Paramount was fighting them, and like Coppola was like, no, we have to go to Italy. It has to be authentic. Coppola's a big authentic guy. Like the band at the wedding is like a real band. They're really playing their instruments. Whereas like usually in a movie they'll just have actors hold instruments and they'll kind of fake it. But he was like, no, like they have to be playing instruments. That gets the extras like in the mood kind of thing. So yeah, he's very big on authenticity.
I'm a big fan of that whole shooting on site thing, though. I enjoy that. I think that's what we lack nowadays.
My God, yeah.
I think we miss an extra special moment when we don't.
Like a lot of the so when they're Christmas shopping in New York, that's in New York.
Yeah,
like they closed down a street in New York and they shot. Whereas like now they'd shoot it in Toronto if they even shot it outside.
Yeah.
Like
boring.
So. Like the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Trap. Like it's set in Philly and they shot it in Toronto. Like what the fuck are we doing, M. Night? Come on, ridiculous. And he claims to be a Philly guy.
You like that movie?
It was pretty good.
Was that the?
It
was like a concert.
And yeah.
Okay.
See, and I thought the whole thing was going to be at the concert, and they break out like 3/4 through at least.
I was like, whoa.
And I was like, whoa, okay. Because it was the kind of thing I was like, how much longer are they going to be here? Like we got at least a half hour left in the movie. Right. What's going on?
You seen that?
You see Trap? No. That was pretty good. Let's see. Talked about the horse head. Burping the mic.
Solid. Got to get one. The
shopping, Mike and Kay walking down the street. That was the first thing that they shot. And then Hagen getting picked up by Slutzer. That was the second thing they shot that same first day. So that's interesting. The insert shot of the newspaper where it's like Vito Corleone feared murdered, that was shot by George Lucas, who helped a lot with this movie. He and Coppola were boys. I want to say American Graffiti, one of George Lucas's first movies before Star Wars, I want to say.
I think you're right.
Was produced by American Zoetrope, which is which is Francis Ford Coppola's company, production company there. So interesting.
Very. It's quite a fun fact.
I had fun with it.
Yeah.
The driving through New York before they kill Paulie, that's all stock footage from the time period. That's interesting. After Michael gets punched in the face by McCluskey, they actually wired his jaw shut. So yeah, that's interesting.
My father, when he was younger, he was playing basketball with a jawbreaker, and he broke his jaw. Yeah,
that's why they call it that.
Exactly, in the name and everything. And he had to have his jaw wired shut in that night because his mom was mad at him. They had steaks and they were poor, so it was like a moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah. Was it kind of like a you finish what's on your plate or you don't get up kind of thing?
It was like, I think she put it in the blender and was like, this is what you get.
Well, yeah, because
that rocks.
So
that's awesome.
My mom's parents, it was like you finished what's on your plate or you can't leave the dinner table.
That's how my parents were.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
awful.
she wasn't after growing up like that. But, you know, like, yeah.
How my grandparents are is like you finish what's on your plate. It's like, have some more of that. There's some peas left.
Yeah.
There's some broccoli. Anybody want to finish up this broccoli?
Yeah.
We're not going to eat all this. Somebody take this home. It's like, don't make that much food then.
Well.
But, yeah. Let's see. I said leave the gun, take the cannoli was improv. Let's see. Oh, when they bring the Don back from the hospital and they're carrying him in the stretcher upstairs, Marlon Brando had like 200 pounds of lead weights in the stretcher. So it's
this
like,
guy's a prankster.
It's like 400 to 600 pounds, and the guys were like, "Yeah, we can carry it. Don't worry about it." And they pick it up, like, "Oh fuck!"
So you went to the bathroom during this scene,
yes.
but Liz and I were. She said, "I hope they drop him down the stairs."
Well, they could have. They honestly might have.
But like at one point, he was like almost upright.
Yeah, like what if he just fell forward?
Right. I feel like he was strapped in somehow. He had to be. Had to be. I don't know.
All that weight.
Right. Right. And then the baby and the baptism at the end is young Sofia Coppola. Incredible range.
Yes.
Yeah. I said to Matt, I would assume the only actor to be in multiple Godfather movies but playing different roles. I would have to assume.
Probably.
Because she's in 3.
Because who else? Who does she play in the third one?
Michael's daughter. Yes. Yes.
He has 2 kids in this one?
Yes.
Sons?
Yes.
Was the daughter born in this one?
No.
Because is that part of the second?
Yeah, she's born in the second one, but she's like young in the second one.
Right. But that's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't matter. I was just.
And then Kay's pregnant with a third in the second one.
Poor Kay, man.
You got to watch
time.
2. We'll watch 2 together. We won't do it for the podcast, but I'll force you to watch 2 at some point.
So that's
That's
everything we have prepared.
Letterbox reviews.
Letterbox reviews.
Letterbox reviews, and that's it. I feel we're losing steam, but I only have a couple,
It's
so we're
fine.
good. 4.5 stars. Sofia Coppola's dad did a pretty good job of adapting HBO's Succession for the big screen. 4 stars. Why have you all been pretending for 45 years that you can understand a word Marlon Brando says in this movie without subtitles? He's a bit mumbly. 5 stars. I love Italians. I wish they were real. 5 stars. And in brackets, inarticulate Italian noises.
Bada bing. Yeah.
No star rating, but a heart. No matter how great it is, it'll never be as Italian as Moonstruck, and that's a fact. Have we seen Moonstruck, Liz?
I don't think so.
Cher? Any Cher thoughts?
I like Cher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Burlesque, she does
Moonstruck is pretty funny. It's very Italian. Like, I get what they're saying. It is quite Italian. It might be the most Italian movie I've ever seen.
I've seen this.
Nick Cage is in it. He has a wooden hand.
I have seen. Okay, so the same professor that showed me The Godfather the first time showed this.
Nice, yeah.
I now see he has a type of movie that he likes. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Italians. Mr. Sinclair.
I wish they were real.
Creep.
That'd be so cool.
I
if
liked him.
Italians
He was
were
actually
real.
really cool. Yeah, I wish Italians were real too.
Oh my god.
It's like unicorns.
Right.
Would be cooler if they were.
Are we seeing Death of a Unicorn Sunday? Or I don't know when I'm going to be back on Sunday, but
I cannot.
You cannot?
I have to work softball.
Oh, you do. All right. Maybe sometime in the week. Unless she gets sick again.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't think I have time during the week either.
She's a busy gal.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous. Oh, the Michael B. Jordan movie Sinners is getting good reviews, Matt said.
Like 100%.
You wanted to see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would I want to see a Michael B. Jordan movie?
I thought when we saw the trailer, you said you were interested.
Oh, which one was it? Was
Sinners.
So it's the one that had who's engaged to Josh Allen?
Haley
pull up the-
Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld. It had a Haley Steinfeld in it, and I think we
Oh yes, that's fine.
yeah.
We can watch that.
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
go see that.
So
Death of a Unicorn as priority, though. Because that came out after, so we'll have more time to get to that, I think.
ooh, 53%.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
it's not
good
getting
on
great
Rotten.
reviews, but-
It's giving horrible reviews.
Ooh, Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega.
Dreamcast. That
You had
sounds
me
great.
at Paul Rudd.
And the
Thoughts on Paul Rudd?
Love Paul Rudd.
Love Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
a
I
great guy.
mean, we talked about him in the
Clueless,
Clueless thing,
yeah.
but like,
Big
Love
Paul Rudd fan.
I don't know. I feel like I got to bring him up every once in a while.
No,
Just-
Ageless. Big fan.
God. Who would you add? Paul Rudd? No. Oh, you know who? Shit. We're talking Italians. What's the guy? Oh my God, the character's name. Who
Honestly, I can't even think of
in
all the
Clueless?
movies we've seen.
who she thinks is into her, but he's
50s,
gay.
Yeah, the 50s guy. Yeah, that would have
he
been funny.
fits.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Strictly
Yeah, yeah.
slicked hair and dress pants. That's
Yeah.
kind of why.
Maybe
But, like,
maybe he plays Carlo, and then we get like a little subtext
Right.
that maybe his mistress is a man. I don't know.
Ooh.
That could be interesting.
Ooh.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that.
I should
like
write.
that.
Who made Clueless? Write
Amy
me an email.
Heckerling.
Yeah. I've emailed him before.
Found of knowledge here.
Hasn't answered. You could be lying too. I don't. I
I'm
have
almost
no
positive
idea.
it's Amy Heckerling. She at least wrote it if she didn't direct it.
Okay. Liz is like, are we done? Let's wrap this. It doesn't really
it was
matter.
Amy Heckerling. Oh my
You had to be
God,
right
I'm
one more
good.
time.
I got one more being right at the buzzer.
so
That's one of my favorites. That's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Liz, is this one of your favorites now?
Well,
I wouldn't say one of my favorite. I don't make anything one of my favorites after the first watch. I need to let it sit and
Smart.
maybe watch it again.
smart. Do you want to watch it now?
Very-
We got
Pop
time.
it on.
You don't have to be anywhere until 2.
One prep.
You can watch half of it.
You're very
What do
true.
you have to prep? You don't have the record ready? You don't have the record
I am
picked up?
doing 2 hours, and also because I'm the first one there, I have to get everything else set up
Do
for
you-
the rest of Vinylthon.
Can you play like one record straight through, or do you have to play a song and a song and a song and a
It's
song?
one record all the way through.
Oh,
It's kind
okay.
of hard to do.
Right,
one song
exactly.
on a
That's
record.
kind of what I was worried about.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We good to wrap?
Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
All right. Thank you, Liz.
You're so welcome.
Again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's it. Get out of here.